وسلم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. حضور پاک صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم فرمانے جو اللہ تعالیٰ نے رحمت نے سو حصے میں حصے اللہ تعالیٰ آخر واسطے رکھے ہوئے اور صرف ہی کی سارا دنیا نازل فرمایا اور اس ہی کے سیرا سبب ہے یہ جنوار جڑی ہے وہ اپنے بچیاں کی حفاظت کرنے. شیخ محی الدین ابن عربی رضی اللہ عنہ فرمانے اس رحمت کا حصہ اللہ تعالیٰ عورتوں کی عطا فرمایا. اللہ تعالیٰ عورتوں کے در رحمت بھری ہوئی ہے. اس کی وجہ تھی وہ بچیاں کی دیکھ بھال وہ کچھ خاندان کی دیکھ بھال کر رہے ہیں. محمد بن علی الطائی رضی اللہ تعالی عنہ شیخ محی الدین ابن عربی is a person that all his life he spoke about compassion. And this compassion, he gives an example. He said, I attend this compassion from my beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said he was sent as mercy for the universe, and I have not been created to hate and to curse, but to be a compassionate person. And throughout his life, this compassion we see from his early life. He was born in Spain in 1165. His mother, of whom we know very little. His father was called Ali, and he was a commander, he was a soldier in the army of the Sultan. So Shaykh Muhyi, he belonged to a very well-off family. He had two sisters, and from young age, his interest was not with dunya. One day, some of his friends invited him for a meal, and because his friends were very wealthy, at the end of the meal they went around offering wine to people, and they put one glass in front of Shaykh Muhyi. He was only 15 years old at this time, 16 years old. And his friends saying, drink, come on, let's enjoy. And he's about to touch the glass, and he hears the voice from the glass. He said, Muhammad, you have not been created for this. What are you doing with this monkey? So he left the majlis, and he went into a graveyard. And he found a disused grave, and started meditating. Started in khalwa, seclusion, in that grave. And he stayed there for some time. In that grave, he had many spiritual visions. One of those visions is he saw Jesus, Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam, Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, and Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Three prophets who are the major figures in three major religions of the world. He saw all three of them. Each one of the prophets gave him a gift, gave him a teaching. From Isa alayhi salam, he learned to renounce the world, have no attachment for dunya. Because this is a quality of Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam. From Musa alayhi salam, he attained kashf, which is unveiling, that you begin to see reality, what Musa alayhi salam saw on the Mount of Sinai. And from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he received compassion. Because this is something that Allah says about the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, that we have not sent thee but as mercy for the universe. So from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he received the gift of compassion. And following this vision, he began to study with the teachers, shaykh, with the scholars of the area. One of his teachers was a lady called Lady Fatima. She was in her 90s, very pious lady. He used to attend her majlis with his mother. And he says about this lady that she was so beautiful at that age that you could not look at her face. Such was the nur on her face, you could not look at her face. And out of all the students who came to her thus, she loved Shaykh Muhyi more than anyone else. She said, when Ibn Arabi comes, he comes fully. When he stands fully. When he sits fully, which means he's focused. So some people, they find it very difficult to focus, but she was saying about Shaykh Muhyi Ibn Arabi that he's always focused and he receives so much blessing from these gatherings. And the first Sufi master he started following was Shaykh Abu Ja'far al-Uryani radiyallahu anhu. This master, he was an illiterate person, very simple person, didn't have the qualification of scholars, but when he spoke about God, you knew he was connected. And this is the situation now. We have experts of everything, there's no experts of God. People know about every topic under the sun. And I hear some of those people and listen to them, you want to jump off a cliff. Full of useless information, but nobody knows their own creator, their God. But this person, Shaykh al-Uryani, when he spoke about God, he knew what he was talking about. In the Holy Quran, it says, Ar-Rahman fas'al bihi khabir. The merciful one, Allah, ask someone who knows him. You find experts on every topic under the sun, but when it comes to God, there are very few experts. So after this, he stayed with the Shaykh and learned so much good manners from him. The Shaykh al-Uryani, he was a generous soul, he was a kind person, always taught good manners. This was the beginning, and later he moved on to many shuyukh, and one of the persons who met the Sayyidina Khidr